Have you ever had one of those days where you just feel stuck? Today we're going to dive into a way of thinking that could honestly change how you see yourself. We're talking about moving from a state of inner conflict to creating a really powerful inner alliance. You know that feeling, right? One part of you is on top of the world, ready to be productive and amazing. And then, out of nowhere, another part of you takes over, and suddenly you can't even manage to get the laundry from the washer to the dryer. It's this constant, exhausting internal tug of war. And that's the real struggle, isn't it? It's this massive gap between what you know you want to do and what you actually end up doing. It feels like this huge battle of wills, where the part of you that just wants to binge watch a show somehow always seems to beat the part that wants to go to the gym. And man, it can be so frustrating. Okay, let's really unpack this, because this is the whole game-changing idea from neurotherapist Britt Frank's book, Align Your Mind. The main idea is simple, but it's also kind of revolutionary. That feeling of being stuck, it's not a character flaw. You're not lazy. It's just the result of a negotiation breakdown inside your own mind. So this whole approach is called parts work, and it's based on a model called internal family systems, or IFS for short. And the big idea here is that your mind isn't this one single entity. It's more like a family or a team with lots of different members. You know, like what Whitman said, I am large, I contain multitudes. So who exactly are all these different parts of us? Alright, let's meet the team. Instead of looking at all these conflicting urges as flaws or problems, parts work asks us to see them as members of our own inner family, where every single member has a specific job to do. Okay, what's so fascinating about this is how it completely reframes our so-called bad habits. You've got your protectors, they use things like perfectionism to try and stop you from failing. Then you've got your reactors, who use things like anxiety or binge watching to distract you when you feel totally overwhelmed. And finally, your story keepers. These are the younger parts of you holding on to old hurts. But here's the most important thing, none of them are trying to ruin your life. They are all trying to help you, even if their methods are a little, outdated. So, let's talk about maybe the most famous or infamous member of this inner team, that inner critic. You know, the one, we're always told to fight it, to shut it up, but what if we tried something totally different? This slide just lays it out so perfectly. We're so used to seeing that critical voice as the enemy, right? As proof that we're not good enough. But if you look at it through this parts work lens, you realize that the inner critic is actually a protector that's just deeply misunderstood. It probably learned its super harsh tone from somewhere in your past. A tough parent, a mean teacher, all in an attempt to stop you from ever getting hurt like that again. Just let that sink in for a second. That voice in your head that says, don't even try, you're just going to fail. It isn't trying to sabotage you. It's actually desperately trying to protect you from the pain that would come with failing. Its methods are clumsy, for sure, but its motive, pure protection. So if we're not supposed to fight with these parts, then what are we supposed to do? Well, the goal isn't to get rid of them. The goal is to lead them. I want you to think of yourself as the conductor of an orchestra, where every single instrument, every part has a vital role to play. And this is what's called self-leadership. The idea is that at the very center of all these parts is your core self, the calm, confident, wise you that's at the center of the storm. When you're self-led, you're the one in the driver's seat. But when one of those reactive parts takes over, you feel like you're just being dragged along for the ride. So how do you even know when you're in that state of self? Well, the IFS model gives us these 8 C's. Whenever you're feeling any of these qualities, like true compassion for yourself, even after you've messed up, or genuine curiosity about why you just procrastinated instead of judging yourself for it, or just a deep sense of calmness when everything around you is chaotic, that's a pretty good sign that your core self is in the lead. It's like your internal compass, always pointing you back to your wisest state. Okay, that all sounds really nice in theory, but how do we actually do it? Let's get practical. Here is an exercise you can try literally the next time you feel that inner battle starting up. This is the parts dialogue, and it's actually incredibly simple. First, you just notice and name the part that's talking. You know, oh, hello, inner critic. Then you get curious. You gently ask it, what are you afraid of? And then, and this is the hard part, you just listen without judging. And finally, you think it. So for instance, if your procrastinator part is screaming at you because it's afraid you'll fail a big presentation, you can just say internally, hey, thank you for trying to keep me safe from embarrassment. I hear you, but I've got this. I'm going to lead now and we'll do this together. And that really is the most important piece of this whole puzzle. This isn't some trick to manipulate or control yourself. It's about building a real internal alliance, one that's based on trust and on understanding. You're literally moving from a state of inner war to one of inner collaboration. So as we start to wrap this up, I really want to come back to what I think is the most powerful and healing message from all of this work. If you've ever felt like there's just something fundamentally wrong with you because you can't seem to get it together, this is for you. Let's just leave behind that whole idea of a mental battlefield. It's not serving us. Your mind is a team, and every single player on that team has value. Alignment isn't about forcing every part to be perfect or silent. It's about getting them all to work together in harmony with you as the calm, compassionate leader. All right, let's do a super quick recap of the big ideas we've covered. First, your mind has many different parts, and that's totally normal. Second, those frustrating things like procrastination and self-criticism, they're usually just protectors in disguise. Third, you have a wise, calm, core self that is more than capable of leading them. And finally, the goal is never, ever perfection. It's just alignment. I'm just going to leave you with that question. The next time you feel stuck, instead of asking, what's wrong with me? Try gently asking, who inside me needs my attention right now? It's just a small shift in language, but it can create a massive, profound shift in your entire inner world. Thanks so much for joining me.